In this video, I'll be using the Oculus Quest to test out virtual desktop, an extremely cheap link cable, and the charging cable to play the new fast-paced shooter Solaris Off-World Combat. I'll even throw in a review of the game absolutely free. Do we really need to spend £90 on the official link cable? Find out now. Hello and welcome to the VRCauldron. I'm Al and I'm testing out some PC solutions you might be interested in once you get your Oculus Quest 2, or if you already own a Quest 1. I've also been playing Solaris natively on the Rift S and the Quest, so I'll be able to compare them all and let you know what I think. And depending on how it goes, I may be calling out Oculus at the end of the video, so be sure to stay until the end. Before we begin, if you're here for the first time and you love talking about VR, well, we love talking about it too. Just check the comments on my videos, and I love giving you all the important VR and Oculus Quest info that you need to know. So be sure to hit the subscribe and bell button, and I'd love for you to stick around. Love it! So for those of you who asked, I have now set up the Discord server. The invite link is in the description, and I'm also considering streaming some VR on Twitch. That'll be just after this video is going live at 11 PM UK time or 3 PM Pacific. My Twitch is in the description, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to come around. So right, in we go. So first, a bit about Solaris Off-World Combat. We've been waiting for this for a while, but it's finally here, and I'm really interested if it can dethrone Hyperdash as my favourite Quest futuristic arena shooter. It's by First Contact Entertainment, and I do hope that's a Star Trek reference. It's a 4v4 team-based shooter and more like Hyperdash than, say, Tower Tag or Echo Combat with their unique locomotion. Solaris is most definitely a run and gun where you don't have to choose any loadouts before the game. Everyone spawns in with a standard pistol and a broken left arm. Yes, you did hear that correctly. Apparently, to save on resources, one of your arms isn't fully tracked and it just kind of sits there, and if you take the gun close to it, the gun grabs it without you doing anything. It's weird when you're waiting to start a match because it kind of forgets it's an arm and starts thinking it's a trunk, and it starts coming around the front, but once you start playing you don't actually really notice it. It does mean that it is purely a one gun game though, and it did throw up one interesting plus point. Yeah. Come on, 4 of us. We can do this. I mean, you can scratch your balls and no one knows about it. To get new weapons, you'll have to run over the icons Mario Kart style, and there's the better gun, the grenade launcher, and the rocket launcher. There are also shields and mines, at least I think they're mines. I never stuck around to see what happened. The game ran flawlessly on the Quest 1 as well as the Rift S, and I couldn't really tell the difference in the graphics, which is great news for Quest owners. So here's some side by side so you can see it for yourself. At first I wasn't too impressed, and I was seriously considering getting a refund. The arm made a bad first impression, as did the piss poor menu that seems weirdly designed for console, even though it's a VR game. I actually had to think in order to navigate it. There's also no tutorial, just some blurb about what a control game mode is. As with every other shooter, I always want to see a mode with bots so you can just chill out and not worry too much about having to let people down, or maybe just practice and get to know the maps. But sadly, this game has the most simplistic entrance to a multiplayer shooter. You just put on a helmet and it shoves you in the game, usually after the interface tells me that matchmaking's failed. Luckily, it didn't actually fail, and I always got put with players. Sometimes there were friendly people who were really nice, and sometimes others who just hurt my ears. What? Apparently, the game is in what's called a pre-season state, and First Contact will be listening to the opinions of the players. Well, this player wants a way of playing with a friend, because at the moment the team you get is totally random. Maybe a server list or some kind of grouping option. So being a futuristic shooter, the game has been able to adopt a nice sci-fi future sport aesthetic, which is high on style but also resource friendly. So to enable crossplay, the game hasn't had to dumb down the PC graphics to fit the Quest like some other military shooter did. It all looks rather nice and just as good as the other future shooters. In fact, Ready at Dawn could learn a lot from Solaris and get Echo Combat working on the Quest. One of the players in there told me that there were different arenas, and I'm still not really sure if there were. The main stage consists of a central area with teleporters that take you off to do battle in other far off places. I'm pretty sure that there was only one arena, but if there were more, I wouldn't be too surprised. If there were, then this is an area that First Contact could learn from Echo VR, where the different arenas each have their own distinct look. The sound is quite nice, apart from a weird fart noise that at first made me think my cheap link cable was broken, but I tested the cable on other games and it was fine, and the farting still persisted when playing using other methods. I think it's meant to be some kind of communications degradation, like, I copy, gold leader, but honestly, it just sounds crap. Luckily, the gun sounds are nice and the audio in general is befitting of its futuristic setting. And I do kind of like the weird vacuum cleaner sound that you get when you're trying to hold a point.
I can choose the amount of yeah, that's the amount of, yeah.
As you play, you get XP and you level up, and as you level up, you unlock different styles of helmet and different skins for your guns, suits, and helmets. It's all very limited and not really very exciting. I didn't look at anything and think, oh, that's a Nimbus 2000, call blimey. Luckily, despite the issues with the interface, fart noises, broken arm, by the way, you can have a broken right arm if you're a southpaw, and simple progression, the gameplay is more than enough to keep you coming back for more. I said I didn't like it at first. Well, luckily, this game is a grower and not a game I liked straight away. I had some fantastically enjoyable matches, and despite not being great at the game, I had enough moments where I took a load of people out and felt quite useful.
I'm not saying I'm good. Yeah, these guys have like different armor on.
Oh my god, I
played 22 matches and I have.
And as I said before, you meet some great teammates, and I had some really nice chats whilst battling, but alas, I'll never see them again. I feel like a kid saying goodbye to a friend that made me realise that the man I needed to be was inside all along.
Thanks for the great ride, Max. It was lots of fun.
So please sort that out. If it's a way to make us never log off, it's just cruel in an Angel's Last Day with Buffy the Vampire Slayer before she loses her memory kind of way. So before we get onto the links, we need to give it a score. It's got amazing gameplay, but loads of silly issues that really need to be sorted. 7 out of 10, VRCauldron bronze with a chance of improvement. The gameplay is really good, so I do recommend it. If you've played it, then let us know in the comments. I genuinely want to talk about it and any other future shooters that you like to play. So I've been showing footage of each link throughout the video, and hopefully you could see the webcam, so you'll see that latency really wasn't an issue for any of them. The Rift S with its DisplayPort connection and slightly higher refresh rate than the Quest definitely had the best wiggle results. At no point with the charging cable, 899 link cable, or virtual desktop did I feel latency was making the game unplayable. In fact, I really didn't notice any latency at all. The wiggle test success of the Rift is probably down to the refresh rate rather than the latency. As with every link solution, I felt everything moved as it should and every bullet fired when it should. And using the charging cable, I didn't even notice any of the compression artifacts in this game like I'd seen before in Half-Life Alyx. At some point I'd like to do the same Alyx test with the 899 cable, but at $8.99 it's an absolute steal. I'll put the link down below. It's not an affiliate link, it's just a link to the Amazon page. It is out of stock right now, but due back in October. However, I'd guess that any USB 3 link cable with good reviews will still perform just as well. I was just amazed that I could get a cable that was 5 meters long, good quality, and had a right angle connector for the Quest for under £10. But despite how good that cable was, VR Desktop will still be my go-to method of connecting my Quest, and hopefully Quest 2 when it arrives, to play PCVR. I've never noticed any compression artifacts in games, and with a cheap 5G router, it has always worked flawlessly. I don't even have a gigabit connection on this computer, and it seems to make no difference. If you're interested, my router is the older version of the Archer C50, which sells for about £30. Remember, you don't need amazing internet to use Virtual Desktop Wireless, you just need to connect the Quest and the PC to the same 5 GHz router. I also use it in the house with a Virgin SuperHub 3, and it works just as well. Now, with the Quest 2 having Wi-Fi 6, which basically means more bandwidth than 5 gig Wi-Fi, I might end up having to upgrade my router, but I'll be doing another test just like this one once my Quest 2 arrives. The Quest 1 charge cable is definitely an option for anyone who wants to quickly try out PCVR on a capable computer. However, I do notice that overall the graphics are just a bit blurrier than the other options, and at 3 meters it is just a bit too short, though it's still a lot better than the cable that comes with the Quest 2. Now, I've heard that USB 2 cables might not work work with the Quest 2, but I'll be sure to test this charging cable out just to make sure. And that brings me neatly to you, Oculus, company that is doing amazing things for VR. Why do I want to buy an Oculus Link cable for £90 when my £8.99 cable does it really well for a tenth of the price? Maybe it'll be better suited to the Quest 2, but this cable has been around for a while, and the Quest 1 can only decode 150 megabits per second. That's way under USB 2 speeds of 480 megabits per second, and way under USB 3's 5 gigabits per second. So Oculus, I would have loved to test out your option, but sadly my wife will not allow me to spend £90 on a cable.
What a shame. We could have been blood brothers.
So how's about you send one this way, ready for October the 13th, I'll do a nice little test, and if it's really better, then I'll let people know. I'll even send it back if you want. That's right, Oculus, I am challenging you to see if your £90 cable can survive the cauldron. Now, Oculus have obviously got no idea who this small-time YouTuber is, so if you do want to tweet my challenge to them, that would be absolutely amazing. And that about brings us to the end of the video. So, Solaris was a very good game with issues. Virtual Desktop and the cheap Link cable are great, and the charging cable can be used for PCVR, though it is not the best. Though you do need a USB-C connection on your motherboard, both for that and the official Oculus Link. If you found that video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe just for the VR banter. If you need any VR help, do ask in the comments. I will eventually answer, as I'm sure others will too. So I've been Al. Thanks for watching the VR Cauldron. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time. See ya.